Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jack Hyland, co-chair of Teachers College Board of Trustees.
As co-chair of the Board of Trustees of Teachers College, I have the honor of officially opening today's ceremony. On behalf of the entire community of Teachers College, I welcome you to the 2015 Masters Convocation. Yes! It is now my very great pleasure to introduce the President of Teachers College, Susan Fuhrman.
Good morning, and welcome to the most joyous occasion on the calendar of Teachers College, when we honor the talented, energetic, and dedicated women and men who are ready to lead the charge into the future. Congratulations, graduates, you made it. Congratulations as well to those who helped you make it to this day, our outstanding faculty and dedicated staff. And of course, congratulations to your families and partners. Graduates, please join me in thanking them for their indispensable support. We're all so proud of you today. It's a wonderful day in so many ways, a day for you to reflect on what you've accomplished here at TC and to look ahead to what you will no doubt achieve in the years ahead. And of course, it's a day to celebrate. You've studied long and hard, and you should be very proud of all you've accomplished. We certainly are. You will have an impact in so many ways in your chosen fields. You will lead the way to building a healthier world in every respect. Speech-language pathologists, exercise physiologists, nutritionists, psychologists. You are committed to strengthening and making people more whole. You will bring your skills and compassion to increasingly pressing health issues like diabetes, childhood obesity, and asthma as health and nursing educators. You'll help heal minds and spirits as psychologists, counselors, and educators. And you'll try to make sense of the larger policy issues that require grounding in multiple disciplines by serving as an advocate, a policy analyst, or even a public office holder. Your TC experience has not only prepared you to adapt to fast-moving changes in your professions, your fields, and society, but it has also equipped you with the means to address even the most daunting problems intelligently and confidently. The paths you are following today were blazed by TC icons, early leaders like E.L. Thorndike, the father of psychological measurement, Mary Swartz Rose, who founded our nutrition department, the first nutrition education department in the world, Isabel Maitland-Stewart, who created the field of nursing education, and my own advisor and the advisor of our medalist this morning, Kent McGuire, Donna Shalala, who was the first policy professor at Teachers College in the 1970s. While we know the great work you did here will take you in your chosen direction, your most valuable ticket may be the college's philosophical framework, which underlies everything we do at TC. Early in the life of the college, TC's first dean, James Russell, set out the principles that future leaders like Lawrence Kremen carried on. The principle that's so instructive for us today was the establishment of, quote, training which would enable the student to see the relationships existing everywhere in the various fields of knowledge, even the unity of all knowledge. This opened the door from the very early years at TC to offer courses in nutrition, psychology, nursing, and other fields not traditionally connected with education. And this appreciation of the relationship between all knowledge, among all knowledge, is what attracts the most interesting and gifted students and world-class faculty to TC. But knowledge advances society only through meaningful application. As you well know, there are no simple answers at the root of most problems, certainly not those that challenge us generation after generation. The long, hard work is in building and rebuilding a more just and humane world. Teachers College helps build a foundation for you, but ultimately you must continually sharpen your thinking and understanding and apply your knowledge to fight ignorance, injustice, and inequities. You have shown us you can do just that, and we're more hopeful knowing the world is in your hands. Every era has its defining struggle. Your time at TC may well be defined by the persistent racism, growing inequities, and community conflicts that have been confronting our country. This year has made us reflect more than ever on the role of a school of education in advancing social justice. It has never been clearer that whatever goes on at TC, whether it's research, clinical investigations, papers, studies, all invariably are in the service of achieving a greater good. You've been challenged by all that's going around about you, but you've risen to the challenge. We're proud of your commitment to bringing all that you've learned and all that you understand to bear on these problems. You did not run from them, and you weren't just part of the conversation, you led it. The Civic Participation Project stands as testament to your commitment to action. You worked side by side with faculty to build a safe space to look at what was happening around the country and give voice to the outrage and frustration. This work that many of you helped begin will remain very valuable to the TC community. Graduates, you are part of a great history, following in the footsteps of the TC founders and leaders who nurtured this institution as a world-renowned center of new ideas, practices, and fields of inquiry. Each of you has set your own unique path within whatever program of study you choose. Like Daniel Harris, who is graduating today with a master's in sociology and education, with a specialization in policy studies from TC's Education Policy and Social Analysis Department. After graduating Georgetown, Daniel stayed in DC, taught at the Seed School, where he became concerned about the dearth of black male teachers. An internship with the White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for African Americans introduced Daniel to David Johns, director of that initiative and a TC alumnus, who inspired him to go to TC. Daniel's research focused on the practices and motivation of black male teachers who are members of African American fraternities. He is heading to Los Angeles to get a PhD at UCLA and wants to move into higher education administration as well as research. A former Division I All-American track and field athlete, his long-term goal, as he told me as soon as he arrived at TC, is to be a university president. Sounds like a good job. We know Daniel will continue to accomplish great things. Ranjana Srinivasan was encouraged to come to Teachers College by her mentor, who received a doctoral degree here at TC. Graduating from the EDM MA program in counseling psychology, Ranjana is working on a qualitative research study looking at how socioeconomic status affects body image development among Indian American women. Ranjana appreciates TC's emphasis on social justice and advocacy that gives community members a voice. She says that TC has given her the platform to believe that her dreams matter. These 2 years have transformed her life in many ways. She says she has learned the art of TC, that if you ask for something and you work hard to get it, people will notice and believe in your mission. What she describes as the open-mindedness and fluidity of the institution has allowed her to learn and experiment while at the same time helping her understand her own culture and the experience of living as a South Asian American woman in this country. Throughout her life, she was the only minority. She credits TC with enabling her to describe the inner turmoil she had faced and give her the understanding, awareness, and peace of mind she had been searching for many years. Ranjana will begin work in the fall towards a doctorate in counseling psychology here at Teachers College, and we're very pleased about that. Shamika Simonis is a Haitian American, and grew up in Queens, attending New York City schools. Through a college prep program, she made her way to Cornell University. Always interested in global health, she became more interested in the field when she learned the history of HIV and the stigmatization of the Haitian community in the early days of the epidemic. She'll be getting her master's degree today in community health. Motivated to continue to follow an interest started in college, Shamika did an internship in a rural medical center in Tanzania. After college, she spent a year in post-earthquake Haiti, working in a community health center in the town that was at the epicenter. It was her first visit to Haiti, and it was a powerful one. The experience was followed by a Fulbright scholarship to teach English in Indonesia, which heightened her interest in teaching and its role in health outcomes. At TC, she had a fascinating internship with the New York City Health Department, working with schools to establish wellness programs. Her next step is a one-year health fellowship, and then she'll be applying to medical school. Shamika, you are already making a great difference in people's lives. A registered nurse by training, Chris Anderson became a full-time homemaker to raise her children. After her last child left for college and she returned to work as an RN at a medical service organization in her hometown of Montgomery, Alabama, she came to see the tremendous need for diabetes management education for an uninsured and underserved community. Chris will be receiving her Master's of Science in Diabetes Education and Management and has learned so much about the importance of the patient taking charge to manage the disease, to avoid complications and other diseases. She chose TC because it is one of the few programs in the country for diabetes management education and the only one of this caliber offered online. These are just a few of the amazing stories I could share. Today, graduates, you become TC alumni. There is really nothing more important to the success of TC than its graduates. You now belong to a group of 90,000 strong, representing an incredible cross-section of geography and accomplishment. Our alumni are doing exciting work across diverse fields, directing policy initiatives at the White House, producing Emmy Award-winning children's television programs, launching childhood obesity initiatives in poor communities, to name a few. They share a passion for shaping new paths, creating a healthier and more just and prosperous world for all. You're in good company. As our students show us, and as this spectacular space allows us to appreciate, there are no limits to what's possible in the hands of creative minds. Dr. Maxine Green, the eminent TC educational philosopher we lost last year, reminded us that it is through imagination that we become wide awake to possibilities. Here's my message for today, building on Maxine's words and our shared pride in all that you've learned here. As a graduate of Teachers College, you have the foundation to become whatever you choose to, limited only by how far you let your imagination take you. Within every one of you lies the capability, a capability sharpened through your experience of bridging theory and practice at this great institution, to solve the difficult problems facing society today. Graduates, you are the agents of change. The world needs you more than ever. This is your call to action. We wish you the best in the next chapter of your lives, and today we salute you. We have now reached the moment in this ceremony when we honor an extraordinary individual whose life's work has advanced the cause of education while upholding TC's core mission to foster excellence and equity across all the fields we serve. Among those honored at past ceremonies were Archbishop Desmond Tutu, Coretta Scott King, Senator George Mitchell, Pete Seeger, Thomas Friedman, Gail Collins, Spike Lee, Linda Darling Hammond, Temple Grandin, and the Reverend Dr. Calvin O. Butts. This year, we honor 4 preeminent scholars and practitioners, Doctors Deborah Lowenberg-Ball, Kent McGuire, Luis Moll, and John Ioannidis. I am pleased to welcome TC Professor of Economics and Education, Judith Scott Clayton, to introduce our medalist, Dr. Kent McGuire. I ask Provost Tom James to join Dr. Scott Clayton at the podium. Thank you.